hopefully I'll speak loud enough, because it is, after all, 1 in the morning. I won't be able to do this much longer because school starts soon, you know. Sad time for you, boy. Sad days, you know. But, oh well. So where did we leave off last time, you might be wondering. And I'm wondering the same thing, because I wanted nothing more to play Skyrim right now, but want to load. Yes, okay, so I remember what's happening. So the Rift in Time, a little recap. All these Nordic guys, oh I shouldn't say that, but the equivalent, were all united and friendly, right? Until they weren't, and they split apart because these guys sided to letting these guys, and these guys sided to letting these guys be part of it, but these guys don't want them because they think they're not part of the race, you know. So they didn't let them in. And then this guy invaded this guy and took all that, and these guys broke away. So these are more Latin speaking, these are more Germanic speaking, these are more Uralic speaking. I don't know what language Mongolian is, I'm just call it Uralic. Or is that only the European ones? Well, Mongolia is near the Urals and in the history of the steppes in the Urals, so I'm gonna call it Uralic, alright? Okay. Yeah, might dox myself again. If someone keeps popping up on Steam, they keep reloading the same game. So don't add them, so it'd be very mean. Unless they want, you know what, just don't. Okay. So, it's been 30 years since the last thing, and it's been relatively peaceful. No, in this time, I meant, the Red Fellas managed to fill this up with enough of their own people to annex it into their own territories. So now they own it. So that's pretty cool. Moreover, in exchange, these guys' economy failed, right? And they're like, alright, we need to get money somehow. Oh, well, we got some islands here that these guys would much like to buy off us. And we also have a coastline they would much like to buy off us. So they offered them the islands, and they kindly said, or they said yes, gratefully. And they bought that for, let's say, 1 million gold, which is no value, and I realise that because no one knows, including me, how much it's worth. And they also sell this coastline to make the borders look nice, and so they can get some money. Because in reality, they have no use for this, because A, well, we not even A, where are they trading to? So if they want to trade up here, they'll trade from here. And if they want to trade over here, they won't, so they hate each other. And if they want to trade with them, they can just do it, like, literally anywhere. So, like, alright, we'll just sell some of the coastline. So they'll probably want to connect to this that they stole off us, but we'll ignore. And now their empire grows even vaster. Second biggest in the world to the blue guys, probably. Yeah, it just looks big. I reckon the blue guys are bigger. Great as a fly now. How have you gone here, mate? You must be joking me. I've got church in the morning. I've got to hurry up. I just realised. I did have a plan, but I forgot. I'm an idiot. I'm not breathing the mic, am I? Hopefully not. It's still recording. Okay, good. And I hope it's not too quiet, so I don't want to edit this. And the editing just makes it upload so much slower. I just want to go to bed. Ooh, I'll fix this. I'll take that for sure. Definitely not buying time to think so. May stupid fly. Alright, it's fine. Okay, yeah, I'll just do this now. So basically, up here the tensions were rising and rising until eventually these brown guys had enough. Alright, these brown guys had enough, and when they were trading, they just slaughtered all the guys manning the. Let's suppose there was like a guard around the trade, so I didn't lose it. I mean, like in Civ, you connect a. How'd you do it? Like an escort in Civ, and your trader or your settler. They were doing that, but in real life for them, but in game for us still. And these guys got mad, and these guys said, yeah, these hours are a bit messed up, and these guys said, that was a bit messed up, that was your fault, and we don't want to get involved. And these guys said, we don't want to get involved, to which these guys said, oh no, these guys said, we don't want to get involved, and these guys said, we don't want to get involved, to which these guys said, you're getting involved, and invaded them. Oh, meanie war crimes. Oh. And the atrocities they committed on this island are untold. Let me tell you about that. Man, I wouldn't want to be there. And their empire grows ever vaster in the wake of these atrocities. But this is a pretty simple stuff. Since they obviously were prepared, they just started launching assault after assault into their territories, and they started becoming friendly with these. Not to the point of becoming actual friends with them, but to the point of saying, "Hey, we're cool with you, or we'll probably trade you." These guys aren't the best at fighting since they lost a lot of their manpower over here, and they start getting pushed back as well. But not too much. They pretty much hold this river here. But unfortunately, the onslaught's too much for these orange fellas. Their capital gets stuck, and this is a massive siege. While these guys just waltz through the rest of this casually until they have to stop here, because they'll start starving and they don't really know what's going on. So this is a wooded area, so there could be men over here and they don't know, so they don't want to risk it. And they also don't want to risk an uprising, which would make them cut off. You know, you understand. You're a smart guy or girl, probably guy. I looked at my analytics. All right. I don't probably breathe in the mic. I would say these guys took their chance, but if you're from their perspective, they're like, okay, we can invade these and finish them off. But A, these guys will be mad at us. B, all these guys will be mad at us. And C, all these guys will be mad at us. So let's actually be smart for once and not do that. So instead, they still do it, but it's on a smaller scale. And everyone else around them's like, alright, fine, at least they didn't take all of it. And once again, these guys have no, like, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, there you go. These guys have no centralised form of anything, so they can just take land over and not care. They'll pay, backstab them, what's the word? It'll be bad eventually. You know what I'm trying to say, like, in the end, like, the tortoise, well, what's the metaphor? Like, the hare ran, kind of something. So, wait. So these guys are the tortoises, this guy's the hare. You know, eventually he'll lose because of this. Cool metaphor, man, thanks. Okay. Eventually over here, these guys just pull out of the alliance because they don't want any part of this. And these guys are pretty much forced out anyways by pressure from the other red guys who look very similar to these red guys, but they're not the same guys. Just remember that. So out of anger, these guys have some men to spare, and they just start throwing them across the border. And they do really well, for the sake of me not being able to see, so I can't really bother to be meticulous about this. But they walk through this plainy areas, which are undefended, and they claim this. And then they say to you, hey bud, hey buddy, we'll give you peace. We'll give you a bit more land if we have peace from now, and you don't get involved in anything else. And I said, alright, fine. And then these guys are actually honourable and do take less. Not that much less, but still less. And in the end, these guys are nothing left anymore. So they're just like, alright, fine. The highest bid it gets is, and then we'll just become a personal union with you. Or, well, yeah, probably work best. And you guys say, hey, we'll take this. And they're like, yeah, whatever. And bang, the personal union of the purple guys is spawned in. And look how cool it is. And these guys say, hey, do you want a personal union with this little red guy? And these guys said, no. And these guys said, do you want to join us? And they said, no. Because they're just like, they're doing their own thing up here, man. He's got a Lemby. So now this is bad, because these guys didn't expect this. And they, but this is happening a few days later. So they were starting to send their men down here. So a massive ambush. Well, not ambush, but a massive surprise attack happened. And I started taking some of the land they lost back. And these guys realised, hey, there's no point in our alliance anymore because no one's in it. So we'll get rid of that. And B, this is bad news. So what they did, they quickly, regardless of their concerns, just finished this off down here and knocked the capital down. And they finished off the orange guys in the south. And then over here, they started a big offensive across the river, getting halted because they hit some forest or something, but still big offensive. And over here, they built up fortifications, and then they held. But with no war in the south anymore, they can free up a lot more men. These guys realised this war's probably lost. We'll liberate our fallen brother later. And that is what they would do. And in the returns of them not having to be give up any land down here. They make peace with the Grey fellas and with no, they do make some concessions actually. So these guys could probably win if they're locked in enough. So make some concessions here. This is a highly, well, this is a German speaking bit, so we can actually just say that. There's a high German speaking population here, which probably shouldn't speak, but high German speaking population claims the immortal, you know, Hitler. Not funny mustache guy will probably like be too similar to him. Anyway, so they get some land there. And then over here, these guys get back what they took. Actually, that won't make sense because they would never accept that. They get a bit more land back here. And then that was called the Great War of the North, or the First War of the North probably, so there might be more. I don't know yet, but it would make sense if there was more. The First Northern War, as it will become to known. And what happens to the little orange guys, you might say? Well, who's this fella? Alright. If you kindly move, thank you. Well, that's what we're all thinking. The Latin or Uralic speaking areas have finally been pushed south enough. To the point where they're only this now. What was once a great empire is now only a little guy. But sometimes, man, actually I say they're a bit bigger. I want them to be a bit bigger. Let's just get the border regions of the blue guys so they don't have to deal with them too much. Because that's a big front to have with something that dangerous. But let's say they're... no, that's not actually. There you go. So the orange guys live on down here. And the brown guys boldly annex. And they boldly personal union the rest of it. And all these brown guys have grown a lot. Now that looks so ugly, I'm gonna be so honest with you. No, so basically they got to annex it because these guys who live here are just farmers or peasants who don't care who rules over them because it's bad either way. And any nobility or loyal soldiers would flee over here. So it makes sense for them to annex this. So they can. Well, that's enough for now. Hopefully it's loud enough. Goodbye.